Here to discuss Deroy Murdock and Emily Jashinksy. Emily, let me start with you. On one hand, it was kind of interesting to see Comey hint at wink, wink, that there's probably more of these FBI leaks are more fake news than real news. But by the same token, it's a good way to deflect from his own agency, too.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I mean, I do think on whatever side of this you land on, we have to be at least acknowledging that Comey's in a really tough position. I mean, to not disclose, and I mean, he's in a tough position, but I think the big takeaway from that is how much the media has run with things that just are questionable. I mean, they've taken these couple months and disclosed to the public things that we just can't confirm. I mean, to have the FBI director sitting there, yeah, I think he did deflect at some point, but man, this should make the American people really question what they're hearing come out of the mainstream media during the Trump administration.
Of course, there was a tweet from President Trump earlier this morning saying, quote, "The real story that Congress, the FBI, and all others should be looking into is the leaking of classified information. Must find leaker now." Obviously, Deroy, that's true. By the same token, a lot of Republicans or a lot of folks on the right pointing to specifically the New York Times, which uses the term wiretap over and over again in several articles that would underscore the idea that it did exist, that it did happen.
Yeah, they say, well, where's the proof of the wiretaps? Well, they talk about wiretaps on the front page on Inauguration Day, so that's their word, not ours. And I think all of us are in a tough position because we're hearing these leaks that say one thing, then we hear from James Clapper, the Director of National Intelligence, there is no evidence of collusion between the Trump people and the Russians, and Senator Cotton agreed with that. Devin Nunes of the House Intelligence Committee agrees with that. Then Comey comes out and disagrees with that, but then says, I can't really tell you what happened. And so we're all kind of walking around in the dark here, not knowing what's up, what's down.
But he does deflect, though, right? I mean, today, on more than one occasion, he's sort of saying, hey, you know what, most of this stuff you're reading is not real. And it puts us all in a bind because he's not forthcoming. We don't trust the New York Times, and we're in a serious situation. But some of the information was authentic, particularly that information with Michael Flynn.
I think that is, and obviously that's why he's gone. But I think we're all operating in the dark here. We know that some of the stuff is true, some of it's not, some of it's perhaps exaggerated, but we're not quite sure if this is the truth or that is. And the worst thing about this is, as long as you hear that there's an investigation, people think, oh, somebody's guilty of something. And
right.
Of course, you're innocent until proven guilty. And all you need to do is raise the allegation now, and people think, oh, somebody's a KGB agent.
Yeah, Emily?
Yeah, no, that's exactly true. It's all you have to do is raise the allegation. And I think that's what we've seen happening over the past couple months. You just have the mainstream media speculating. You know, they'll get a source and they'll publish that information and they'll speculate about it. So it's not, you know, it's just raising the allegation. It's raising these things in the American people's minds. They know exactly what they're doing. And I think listening to Comey's testimony, what's interesting is not so much what he did say, but what he didn't say and how he sort of actually prioritized pushing back against reports. You know, even when it's not directly what he was being asked, you know, you would see him saying, well, you know, it's unfortunate that got out there. I'm aware of this having happened. That, to me, was really interesting, and it shows kind of behind the scenes what they're thinking from their position.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got to tell you, it's tough. It's tough hashing it all out these days because he's also saying the FBI can't acknowledge when something is blatantly false or fake because that might jeopardize the quote-unquote investigation. So the plot thickens and it goes on. Guys, thank you both very much.
Thank you very much.
Hey, our intelligence